Hey folks, it's Mark Devine. Welcome back to Mark's Daily Brief. Continuing our series talking about the Unbeatable Mind operating system and the 4 C's that expand outward, increasing our capacity in the 4 domains of performance, potential, connection, and service. Today I want to talk about competence. So on this hero's journey, we meet resistance, we experience challenge, we learn to embrace the suck of that challenge, but we may need to pause and get some help. That's where we tap into our community of mentors and coaches. And then as we draw upon the support of these mentors and coaches, we start to develop some competence. And the competence is basically around certain skills that we need to develop to go accomplish our worthy mission, to overcome the challenges and the obstacles that face us that we had to pause and figure out a way around. And so let's talk about what it is that we want to learn. It's important to not try to learn everything and to, similarly, to narrow it down to the right types of skills that are going to help you in the future. For instance, right now we're dealing with a situation where you might need to learn some remote working skills, maybe some skills around producing content or being able to deliver training virtually. And you've got to really kind of narrow that down and decide what you need to learn and make sure you're very clear about why you need to learn it. And then that'll help you define, the course of action to take and which mentor coach to go line up with to help you. The quality of the knowledge in the teacher is very important as well. There's a lot of junk knowledge out there, surface level stuff. So study the people that really have a deep knowledge in something. Maybe they've written books or papers on it, or they're the subject matter experts, and maybe more than one, and then to go ask them for help or to mentor you or to engage them in a coaching relationship. So the quality of the teacher and the quality of the knowledge would be very important to consider if you really want to develop deep competence. Then next, let's take this at a crawl, walk, run pace. You can't just go from 0 to hero when you're developing new skills. So you're going to want to think about what's the first level skill that I want to develop, just real fundamental that's going to get me out the door. And then I'm going to learn more by actually delivering something or getting something out that I can try out, as opposed to trying to master everything like getting a PhD before you go try something out. That model doesn't work so well in the VUCA environment. We want to develop a crawl level skill, go test it out, get feedback, learn more, teach others, and then we can run with it a little bit faster, or walk and then run. Okay, so this takes patience and persistence. This is a daily effort to develop competence. You're never going to go from, I know I need this skill, to I'm super confident around this skill. We're going to have to go through a series of steps to develop competence, and then we'll have, ultimately we'll move toward mastery. But that takes patience and just persistence every day. So if you start to learn one thing and then you get a little bit competent with it, and then you go, oh, well, I want to go learn something else. Well, you'll erase all those gains. And so this is a problem a lot of people have, is bouncing back and forth one thing to another and not sticking with one thing long enough to where they can really develop deep level of competence around it. When it comes to our model of developing competency, we want to look at competencies that can affect our capacity in each one of those 4 domains that we've been talking about. So there are certain skills that you can develop competency around that'll help increase your potential in the world. And the one that I want you to consider is the practice of witnessing. And this is like mindfulness training, where you're just observing from the perspective of your witnessing mind, not worried about the content. This is all more connecting to the context from your higher mind or your bigger self mind, what we call the witnessing mind, and just observing what's happening in a particular moment or training session or throughout the day. And that will help increase your perspective, to help you see a little bit more clearly and to expand your potential. When it comes to performance, we like box breathing. Box breathing is the ultimate physiological reset, and it'll help keep your body in balance so you can stand your ground and push off firmly toward whatever performance measure you're looking for. When it comes to connecting deeply with other human beings, I recommend you practice what we call authentic listening or mindful listening. And this is to listen to other human beings that you're in conversation with without judging, without processing the information, without formulating your next response, without having this constant inner dialogue about what you're hearing or probably not hearing, but just to listen with kind of a passive acceptance and from the perspective also of the witness. So that's another one. You get a twofer because you're expanding your potential there, but it's in the vein of trying to connect deeper. And then lastly, in the fourth domain of service, we want to work on decluttering our environment so that we can focus more discreetly on our unique offer to the world and our mission. So that means we got to start saying no more and decluttering and getting rid of some commitments that don't belong. So there's your lesson today. Let's increase our competence, crawl, walk, run with quality information and quality teachers, with a patient and persistent attitude day by day in every way. We'll get a little bit better and better, and we'll do it in those four domains so we expand out in all directions simultaneously. And I'll see you next time when we talk about expanded capacity. Who we are. See you then. Divine out.